Los Angeles, 1937. Smoke curls through the air as jazz hums from an old radio. Billionaire inventor Hannon stares at his reflection in the mirror, his hands trembling as he seals a letter. It contains a truth so dangerous he dares not speak it aloud. He hands the envelope to Ashton, the bartender at his favorite speakeasy. "If I disappear," Hannon says, eyes dark, "you'll know what to do." That night, Hannon returns home, but something is wrong. The world twists. Sounds bend. Colors flicker. Suddenly, he's no longer in 1937. Bright lights, white walls, monitors blinking in a sterile lab. Hannon gasps awake, pulling off a VR helmet. Technicians rush toward him, shouting about overexposure. The year is 1999. He stumbles outside into a strange world, his own face plastered across skyscrapers under the name of a company he supposedly founded, SimuloCorp. But the past he remembers, the life he lived, all fake. A simulation, a playground of memory coded by machines. That night, he visits a seedy bar in the city, craving answers. Familiar faces greet him, but stare too long. A man mumbles, "You shouldn't be here." Moments later, a shadow steps from the back and plunges a knife into Hannon's chest. As he bleeds out, he whispers, "This isn't the end." The next day, Douglas Hall, Hannon's young protege, is called into the lab. Detective McBain shows him the corpse and the surveillance footage, a blurry figure matching Douglas's height leaving the scene. Hannon's will, updated just before his death, names Douglas the new head of SimuloCorp, a poisoned gift. Now Douglas is a prime suspect, and the target of something far bigger than a murder plot. Digging into company archives, Douglas uncovers something bizarre. A message from Hannon, hidden inside the simulation, warning him not to trust reality. Jane, Hannon's mysterious daughter, appears and claims she's there to shut the entire project down. But Douglas suspects she knows more. Desperate, Douglas enters the simulation, a painstaking replica of 1937 Los Angeles. There, he meets Ashton, now alive again, who reveals that Hannon had been acting strange, speaking of voices, higher realities, a world beyond the sky. Inside the simulation, time distorts. Douglas feels himself slipping, emotions and memories clashing. He wakes in the lab, dazed, and learns he stayed too long. "Your mind can't handle both worlds," Whitney warns. As Douglas and Jane grow closer, he confides in her, only to be arrested mid-dinner. A witness has come forward. He spends the night in a cold cell, wondering if even this is real. Meanwhile, Jane uncovers something darker. David, her estranged husband, has been manipulating the simulation. Obsessed with power, David believes he can upload his mind and live forever. The final act explodes in chaos. Jane runs through the lab, David in pursuit with a gun. Douglas escapes custody and races to help. He finds Whitney, whose consciousness is now inside Ashton's simulated body. Together, they storm the facility. Gunshots ring out. Douglas and Jane confront David in the simulation's control room. "None of this is real," Douglas pleads. "We're just ghosts in code." But David refuses to listen until Jane tricks him, triggering a failsafe. The simulation begins to collapse. Buildings fade. The sky fractures. Everyone begins to vanish. In a flash, Douglas wakes up, not in his own body, but in David's. The world around him is sleek, vibrant. It's 2024. Jane, alive and radiant, welcomes him to reality, the true reality. At the beach, she introduces him to her father. Not Hannon the simulation, but the real man, whose face inspired it all. Douglas stares at the ocean, overwhelmed. He once lived in a world built from memory. Now, finally free, he wonders, what is more real? Facts or feelings? Code or connection? Jane takes his hand. In a world built on illusion, they choose to live with truth.